Hi there, welcome back to Lesson 3 of the Smart Networking e-course. Today we're going to be covering the second must-have in your networking toolbox, your USP. That's your unique selling proposition or unique selling point. So what is a USP? Basically, it describes exactly what you do and how it's different from what anyone else does. If you know your USP, it clearly describes what is genuinely unique about your business, and I'm not talking about we give the best service or we have the best product, because let's face it, everyone says that. And if you want to say that, you have to be able to say how and prove it. But if you can do this, and if it's reflected in all of your marketing material, you can probably skip this step. Otherwise, I really suggest you hang around, because this is critically important to all of your business branding, not just your networking. And you know what? Most business people have never spent the time to think about it. So let's get started. The best way to start working out your USP is to think about why you went into business in the first place. What did you want to share with others as your business was developing in the very beginning? What was the gap in the market you planned to fill? Most importantly, why would anyone want to buy your products or services as opposed to any other solutions out there to the same problem? When you've really clearly identified this information, you'll be at the heart of developing your USP. So let's have a look at that in more detail. You probably went into business for one of two main reasons. Firstly, perhaps you have a particular skill, a passion or knowledge that you wanted to share with the marketplace. Or secondly, you saw a specific gap in the market that you wanted to fill, and you identified and developed a specific solution to fill that gap. If your reason was the second, the task of identifying your USP is so much easier. After all, unless you were kidding yourself about the gap you saw and you didn't do your market research, you're probably the only person offering a particular solution to a particular problem. That was the gap in the market you saw in the first place. And you probably already know your USP, and all you need to do is refine and craft it so you can communicate your original vision. However, if your reason was the first, I'm sorry, but wonderful, talented and passionate as you may be about what you do, you may not yet have a unique selling proposition. And in that case, you need to find one. Stop and think about what you could do that would make you unique. Don't be afraid to narrow your market. As we discussed in Lesson 2, you will attract far more customers within that market if they perceive you as being unique and special to them. So here are some ideas to think about. Obviously, you may have a completely unique product or service. No one, or nearly no one else, provides exactly the same thing that you do or delivers exactly the same benefit that your products or services do. Perhaps you were first to market with a particular product. Inventors and designers can often use USPs around the concept of one and only or first to market. Or you may have a unique approach to offering a particular product or service. In this case, while you may have quite a run-of-the-mill business or profession with lots of competition, your USP makes you stand out for the way you deliver your products or services. For example, the accountant who makes house calls. How often do you see that happen? Or the real estate agent who lets you try out the house. Now that's unique. Your USP may also be based around the results you promise to deliver. The FedEx USP is a great example of this, when your package absolutely positively has to be there overnight. As an extension of that, your USP may be based around the guarantee you offer if you fail to make good on your promise. For example, Domino's Pizza. You get fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. You may also be unique in relation to the particular target or niche market you service. Your business or profession may be quite unexceptional, but what makes you stand out is that you specialize in servicing one small sector of the market. For example, the business coach for tradies. Another spin on this is if you specialise in a particular aspect of the services you provide. For example, a graphic designer, run-of-the-mill, who specialises in poster design for trade shows. Now that's niche. You can even get really creative and make up a name for what you do, as long as it has a sound basis in reality. Then you can call yourself the #1 specialist in whatever it is. Or you may be unique in relation to your geographic location. What you offer may be a dime a dozen in some locations, but you may be the only business providing a particular product or service for a specific geographic location. That may be country, state, town, or even a suburb. Those are just a few ideas to get you started. You know you've got it when you can be pretty confident that no one else is making the same claim you are. Now that you've identified what's unique about your business, you need to turn it into a succinct, powerful statement that absolutely encapsulates what's unique about you and compels your target market to want to buy your products or services. You're probably going to need to write and rewrite this many times before you get to a statement that really does the job and that you're happy about. Ask other people for their opinion. Ask your current customers if they relate to it. If in their eyes it does express what you do for them, if it does, you're getting close. Then test it, and don't be afraid to refine it after days or weeks or even months, when you're sure you can come up with a slightly better version once you start using it. So don't commit to huge print runs until you're really, really comfortable with it. Finally, make sure you keep it to under 25 words. 10 or less is best. So are you ready? There's no time like the present. Download the worksheet underneath this video and get started right away with writing your USP. And I'll catch up with you again in Lesson 4, when we'll be covering the last must-have in your networking toolbox. Make sure you watch out for the next email from training@networkingworld.net.au so you don't miss out. And if you've got any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. So make sure that you go to my blog at thesmartbusinessnetworker.com or chat with us on Facebook. And that's it for me from today. And remember, network smarter, not harder, and I look forward to networking with you soon.